So just got these two in from a dealer I like to deal with who got an estate in. This one here is an intact French Mle.1892 Berthier. And this one here is a Model 1907 Berthier that went to Turkey at some point. That has also been cut down. For $100, why wouldn't I? They both have extremely nice bores. I'm not focusing on this one here today, but this one here is still packed with Cosmoline. So this will be a disassembly. I will be taking the I will be using Cosmoline remover to clean this all out, clean it all up, because the metal is going to be getting converted because it does have a fair bit of very light surface rust all over it. It is a St.Etienne production, made in 1893. So the other thing of note is this has had a couple of factory repairs. One is right here, one is right there, and on the toe right there. Also, let me see. Okay, and it is all numbers matching, less the bolt. The bolt's not matching to this gun, but the wood, bottom metal, barrel, that's all matching. They don't serialize the receivers on these. So, without further ado, take her apart. Now, actually, I shouldn't say that. This is the first French rifle I've personally ever owned. And when I first handled this, it's like all the weight is in the middle here. It is chunky, but when you start handling, once you get outside of this receiver area right here, once you put your hands up here, it's very skinny. Very light, points really nice. And the action, even though it's gunked all to hell, is still very smooth. Needless to say, my first impressions on this are, like, the handling characteristics are very nice. Shooting it will be a different story, because I do plan on shooting this. So, disassemble the bolt. First thing is to take this out. Screw in top here. Oops. Get out of there. And there's a cutout in the receiver here. You have to open up to look, but there's a cutout down in here. Right there. So you'll put your bolt head there and rotate it like so. And once that's clear, that can come off. And the bolt comes out. Just to show how much Cosmoline's in there. That is heavy. With that taken out, next thing I'm going to do is take the bands off. This one's very tight, so I'm going to use a small brass punch. Just like that. Pull that off. And this is one of the converted ones. The bands, because it would have the cleaning rod at one point, this one does not, and this piece here is riveted on. You have to look inside to see that. Camera won't grab it. And this one here with the ring. Just need a little encouragement. There we go. A little bit more. Get that off. All sorts of gunk underneath that. So with those two off, now you can get on into here. I'll start with the tang screw here at the back. right there. That one comes out. And I have to take this one out here. Which then allows that, oh good lord, to come out. And that is gunky. And then to take the receiver out, there's one more screw right back, right there. That has to come out. That allows the stock to come off. Oh, good lord. And I hope some of this is going to come through, because that's all Cosmoline. This big gob of shit right there. And all down inside of here. All full of it. Same with under here. Set that to the side. This is the rest of it. That big gob there. Still on it. Yeah, this is going to go get soaked. Chamber's absolutely loaded. And the bore, from what I can see, is still pretty nice in there. Obviously not rusted out. Actually, where's an 8mm bullet? Right here. 323 PPU. Not terrible. So yeah, so that's all there. I'm not going to bother taking the rear sight off, although there is a lot of Cosmoline under there. This here is all going to get put into a tank, or not tank, but a container of Cosmoline remover. That's the actual product. I've done a video on that before. And go from there. But for curiosity's sake, let's see what's under the butt plate. Owning Swiss rifles, this becomes a bit of a habit. Or I shouldn't say owning, but also collecting them. This becomes quite the habit. Little lightning cut in there. A little bit of crud on it, but nothing crazy. So yeah, no cracks or nothing in it, which is good. Some weird little pencil mark in there. No idea if that means anything or not, probably not. And yeah, these springs shouldn't have to come out. No, they're alright. Because that's got a staked 2-prong key in up on this one up here. So they can stay in for now. The other thing, a steel pillar bed in the back, at the bottom, which is good to see. So anywho, I'm going to get this thing cleaned up and go from there. Thanks for watching. I will do a reassembly video here once this is all cleaned up. Alright, reassembly time. Got her all cleaned out. Seeing the forecast is rain for the entire week, I will be holding off doing a conversion on the few little spots that are on here. It's nothing critical anyway. The bore is quite nice and good and tall. It's no real rust or pitting or nothing in there, which is good. The Cosmoline did its job. And tight enough. And I'm going to have to get a rod. So, reassembly time. going, and everything's been cleaned and ballastalled and all that fun stuff. So put the butt plate back on. One thing to look for on the screw heads is which one's flattened out the most. The one that's flattened out the most is usually the bottom one. Whichever one has the more pronounced head is usually on top. That is, unless it has one on an angle here, in which case that one's usually the flattest. That's from drill use. That'll sit nice. Now to put this back in. So, this in, that hinges. Oh, almost forgot. Insert that screw over here. That just stays down. This goes in, hinges in. That one in. Snug that up. Now what I'm going to do is put the bands on. This just needs a couple little love taps. Touch it down, that spring pops out. That goes on a lot nicer than it did before. I do need to put this in. Goes in. That in like that. Bolt head in, turn it up. Same way it came apart. Lines up perfectly. And that's all nice and good there. So, very Gewehr 88 like and how it feels. We'll grab it. Oh, this is a Turk one. The carbine that I have is up on the wall. Versus and very similar. Both are end block designs, or at least this Turk one here was converted from it, but these Berthiers are all end block designs. It feels nice. Definitely a good find. Going to get a single shot adapter. It's 3D printed for the just so I can single load for a little bit while I wait for some M blocks to pop up for sale. Not exactly sure if I want to run the repros or not. I can do a little research on those. But yeah, hopefully that was interesting. Have yourselves a good one.